I bet most of you are disappointed that our days are getting shorter, with it staying darker longer. Most states also move their clocks back with the end of daylight savings time, so there's another hour of darkness that we have to face every night. While it's a bummer that we have less time to be outside, this has real effects on our mental health as well. It isn't a coincidence that some of us already feel the winter blues. There's actually a reason for this, and it's called seasonal affective disorder, also known as SAD. This is a form of depression that occurs with the changing in the seasons. Yes, when winter approaches, it is possible to experience real symptoms of depression. Hi everyone, I'm Matt from Tactics, and today I'm going to share key statistics that prove the impact of seasonal affective disorder. Before we get started though, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the button below. While you're down there, hit that alert bell icon next to it as well, so when we post new helpful content, you get notified. Of course, I need to start out by saying a disclaimer stating that I am not a doctor. If you're experiencing depression-like symptoms, reach out to your physician or therapist. During this video, I'll be going over statistics gathered from legitimate sources about seasonal affective disorder. In order to be diagnosed with seasonal affective disorder, you need to experience seasonal depression for at least 2 years. The symptoms of depression need to occur much more frequent with the changing of seasons. While it's possible to experience the condition in the summer, it's most common in the fall and the winter months. One of the main reasons for winter depression is because of the lack of sunlight. The sun influences the production of different hormones such as melatonin and serotonin. With a lack of sunlight, our body produces more melatonin. This hormone influences us to sleep, so we feel more exhausted and tired in the winter as it's dark more often. Less sunlight also causes a drop in serotonin, a chemical that affects our mood. These lower levels also trigger depression. Around 10 million Americans have seasonal affective disorder, and another 10 to 20% have milder forms. Certain people are more susceptible to having this condition. Geography is one factor. Some states experience less than 5 hours of sunlight per day. The further you get from the equator, the less sunlight that there is. Because of this, people further away are more likely to experience seasonal affective disorder. In fact, the prevalence is only 1.5% of the population of Florida, which is also called the Sunshine State, while 10% of the New Hampshire population experiences this ailment. Gender, age, and family history also play a role in prevalence. Women are 4 times more likely than men to have this disorder, and it's most common between the ages of 18 and 30. Between 13 and 17% of people who develop the condition have an immediate family member with the disorder as well. There are ways people can manage and avoid seasonal affective disorder. Despite the susceptibilities, people with the condition sleep about 2 more hours in the winter than in the summer because of the change in the melatonin levels. But altering your sleep schedule also has negative effects. Sleeping too much can make you feel more fatigued, and being more inactive is worse for depression. During the winter, people are already more inactive because it's colder and there's less daylight to go outside. It's also common for people with seasonal affective disorder to eat more carbohydrates, which leads to weight gain. All of these things combined increases the symptoms of seasonal depression. Getting enough sleep, the right amount of nutrients, and enough exercise helps ward off symptoms of this disorder. It's possible to manage and avoid it within 30 to 60 minutes of exercise each day. This also reduces the risk of major depression by 26%. Exercising outside specifically can help even more. Only 20 minutes of light exposure is good for managing the disorder, so you should try to get outside if the weather isn't too cold for you. This also helps you get more vitamin D, an important nutrient from sun exposure, which boosts mood. A lot of people already have deficiencies of vitamin D, believe it or not, so it's important to maintain this nutrient even in the winter when you get less sunlight. If it isn't possible for you to go outside during the daylight, there are still options for you. Light therapy is the most common treatment for seasonal affective disorder. This works by sitting near a device called a light therapy box, which mimics natural outdoor light. It can also affect brain chemicals linked to mood and sleep to ease your symptoms. Now, as winter approaches, some of us might already be anticipating a phase of winter blues, especially if we've dealt with it in the past. If you experience symptoms of depression frequently, with the changing in the season specifically, it might actually be a form of this mental health condition. While it can be difficult to feel positive during the dark and cold months, keeping up on basic health habits can make a huge improvement on you. And if you still feel like you're struggling, there are actual treatment options that you can try, such as light therapy. Now, if you'd like to learn more about seasonal affective disorder and other statistics related to this mental health disorder, reach out to Tactics. And you already made it this far into the video, so you might as well like it, share it, and comment below. Well, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to our YouTube channel.